Hello, everybody. Welcome to Film Family, and today we will be reviewing Rambo: Last Blood. And so let's just get right into it. What do you guys think of this movie?
I love the first two Rambos. I haven't seen 3 or 4. I don't really remember them. And I wish I didn't see this one. To be honest, this was just not. This was not Stallone's best, in my opinion.
I have a different opinion. I really enjoyed this.
You're gonna put the really before the enjoyed in this?
I knew what I was getting. You know, we've talked about this on this channel. As long as I know what I'm getting, it's like he delivered everything that I wanted him to deliver in that way. In terms of, I wanted to see a body count. Saw a body count. I knew I wasn't gonna get like an Oscar-winning performance from him. And I just wanted some kind of little plot.
But see, I agree with that. The only thing is, like, the body count was lower in this than I was expecting.
Really?
For Rambo, Last Blood, like
One of the things that was annoying, because I'm going to be honest here, for everybody watching, I fell asleep a lot of times in this movie. It was not for long periods of time, but I'm also going to be honest, it wasn't because I was tired. I was purposely going to sleep. So it's not like I'm, a bad reviewer or anything. I was purposely going to sleep. And every time I was waking up, it was just like, I could just know that they were setting up to this final confrontation. I was like, it better be a good confrontation. Because it's just the way the plot was structured, I just thought was so weird. Like, his daughter's like, oh, I want to find my dad. Like, I'm going to go to Mexico and, whatever. And it ends up being this cartel thing and this, like, sex trafficking ring. It's like, oh, it's pretty dark. And, like, for a second, I got a Taken vibe. Like, he was Brian Mills. And I was like, hold up. Like, Sylvester Stallone. Like, you're good, but you're not Liam Neeson good. And, like, he just kills these people, and then they're like, "Are we gonna go to this random farm?" It was a weird plot for me. Like, it didn't feel very Rambo. It wasn't like I'm raging against the corrupt U.S. government or I'm raging against.
And I think that's
foreign
kind of what it was.
That's what bothered you guys.
Like
there wasn't really a purpose for it.
Yeah, like exactly. It felt like a very just like uneventful movie.
I think the thing is that it was like the Godfather thing. It's like he wanted to get out of it, but he kind of knew he never could get out of it.
Like Michael.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden he gets yanked back in, and it's like it was not for his doing, but thank God he had the technique and skill set to do it.
It's funny that you mentioned Godfather 3 because it's just like this movie, completely disrespectful to the old ones. And I'm gonna be honest here. I haven't even really watched the Rambo movies. I'm gonna assume the first 2 are pretty good. I've just never got around to it. I have seen the first 2 Godfathers and unfortunately the third one, and I know how people feel about those 2. And I feel like that's how people feel about this movie in relation to the first Rambos. Yeah. Because it just besmirches them.
It's a desired taste, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I have a soft spot for 80s in general. I mean, I grew up on 80s movies, and so I have a lower bar for 80s movies, a bias bar. But I don't know, there's something about Sylvester Stallone and even Arnold. I've watched some bad Arnold movies and bad Sylvester Stallone movies, but I will tolerate it because
have you seen Escape Plan? Because that is Arnold Schwarzenegger and this guy.
I've seen Escape Plan too.
And do you think that it's better than this one or worse than this one?
This is classic.
Don't forget 50 Cent is also in that too. I don't know if you've seen it. It's so bad. It is so bad.
There's something about this being a nostalgic character. That's the thing that I like. That's the thing. I always am a sucker for a nostalgic character putting back on the boots and stuff and going, and I like that. I mean, I'm happy they made this. I have to say that.
Well, okay. I agree. I like those when you have like your Logans and your Unforgivens. Yeah. But then you also have your this movies and like The Last Jedi. Yeah. And sometimes I just don't want to see that. And when they look like they physically can't move anymore, it's hard to watch. Like Hugh Jackman, he was older, but he was like still doing his thing. Sylvester Stallone struggles in this movie. He's like,
and he still looks good for his age. We're not knocking him for that.
Oh, he's great.
Good on him.
He's just not moving like he used to.
Yeah, no, like he's looking great for his age. He's got a full head of hair. He's looking healthy. But like when you're filming this movie with stunts with people who are like 30 years younger than you, it's difficult.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that he was like, I'm tactical. I know I can't beat all these guys physically, but I'm gonna have to outsmart them. But there were just a couple times where I was like, dude, these people suck at their job. Yeah. Like, if they're not able to kill this old man, who is, granted, a great strategist, but is, granted, an old man, they are not good at their job. And they should
But they also aren't really, like, trained. They're
cartel members. Like,
but they have good equipment.
Yeah,
they're not like the military, but...
They're more like bullies, in a way. And also, I mean... What I liked about the last half of the movie was because it was almost like a horror movie in a way. It was like almost like these kids going to a forest, and you're like, okay, they're gonna get cut up. It's gonna happen, and that's the thing. But it also, and I mentioned that to you yesterday, had it like a Home Alone vibe, like a sick Home Alone.
Yeah, setting up the traps.
I'm like, it's on. I knew as soon as you set it up and they're lingering, it wasn't like just they showed 2. They showed every trap.
Yeah.
Like they lingered on like, okay,
That scene was like too long.
I just felt like this movie
it was
didn't have
really
the violence that I needed it to have.
Well, no, you mean like gore or like
No,
violence?
just because like all the
yeah.
good stuff happened at the end. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
The beginning, the whole setup wasn't.
I think
it just wasn't doing it for me.
Well, I think first of all, I completely agree with that, 100%. But second of all, like I actually just saw this trailer for this movie, and then I had a thought, like this movie was marketed so horribly. The marketing team behind this movie did not do a good job.
Did you hear the song that they played in the trailer?
No, I didn't.
Gonna take my horse.
Okay,
I swear to
didn't-
God, they put that in the trailer.
Basically, the Red Band trailer shows like every kill, and you don't need to watch the movie.
Oh, really?
And not just that, the trailer
that's
came out
horrible.
4 days before a movie.
Yeah.
Who was in charge of that? This movie
Yeah.
did not make the financial, success it should have been.
Yeah.
But so talking about that last scene, the very first thing that came to mind was from The Punisher season 1 when he's in the military compound and all the people come in. I love that scene. It's a great sequence. I love when there's a singular character and they're setting up for all these people and everybody knows how good they are and they just have to like use their expertise and they're just killing people. And this just was not that version. Like when he got shot once, I was like, dude, you're so old that you should be dead right now. Like, he takes like a lot of hits, and I was like, dude, you should be like just dead. Like, and I just
He's
feel
numb
like
to the bullet.
yeah, and a couple of traps are cool, but at one point I was just like,
yeah.
I just don't know if I want to watch this for much
And
longer.
some of them weren't good. Like when the guys fell through the floor and they got impaled on the spikes.
yeah.
Like that was a cool idea, but it just didn't come across very well.
And the blood, like so many movies nowadays, it's one of the problems with CGI, and I love CGI, but
Digital blood.
CGI blood
It's the
is my
worst, yo.
least favorite thing ever. There's
I
so
agree,
many movies
yeah.
with terrible blood because people are just too lazy. It's a liquid, just buy it. You have a movie budget, like it's not hard. And like just, I think the scene would have done a lot better is if actually it took from The Punisher where they give it like 2 or 3 minutes at the beginning of suspense and like tension from the soldier's perspective, like we're scared of this guy. And I know they kind of did that, but I think it just should have been directed and shot everything better.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and that part where he's like, "You took my daughter. I'm gonna rip your heart out." Oh man, that couldn't help.
See,
make me
that's
laugh.
just for me. That was my nostalgic heart just went. Doo, doo, doo.
Oh.
Because it's like you can't have a Stallone movie without his
Signature.
yeah. I was gonna. I mean, yeah,
Dialect style.
Yeah, his challenging dialogue.
Yeah.
It's like where you understand every other word. It's like I love it, man. Honestly, it's like between him and Arnold, I love it. It's
But like when he goes up to him and like Kalima shock dazes his heart, he rips it out. Like I was just thinking to myself, like this should have been so much better. Like
I'll show you what it feels
yeah. I
And
was
a
just-
knife that big is gonna kill you, by the
Yeah.
way, as soon as it goes in your heart.
Yeah, I was just sitting there watching. And I was like, "What is this? Like, whose idea was this? Like,
I think
could they have made
it's
this
just
better?"
a different.
And they did the heartbeat.
audience
Don't
clap,
forget
though.
them.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that
they
was-
also completely
Your
wasted.
audience clap though.
I go
No.
to a dead movie theater. I'm so happy. Like it's busy during the summer, but now nobody goes to see the movie.
I just gotta say too, they completely wasted his bow and arrow. I love the bow and arrow as a
Yeah.
weapon. Like I think it's just a great weapon in the movies, and they used it for him to like pin this guy up and rip his heart out.
But if you
What a
notice, he
waste.
did it in the way that he practiced with the cards.
Yeah. So I
Very
get that.
symbolic, yeah.
But it's like I don't know. I didn't need that. And the one other action scene in this movie where he's like going through the tracking shot where he's saving people, very reminiscent of almost like the end of Taxi Driver actually, which I can't even believe I'm comparing those two movies. But like that scene made me laugh so hard when Sylvester Stallone was like hitting them with a hammer. He's like, "Get out of here! You gotta go!" And I was just imagining the actors like sitting there listening to him say that and not burst out laughing. That was one of the funniest things. I've ever
But
seen.
also, I feel like because they didn't go out and he kept doing it, it just didn't feel
yeah, like
right.
they didn't understand
you know
him.
what I
Like
mean?
if somebody's coming to save you, like you should probably just get out of
Yeah,
there.
but I mean, I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to say that they were too scared to leave because they thought they were going to get killed by the Mexican cartel.
Yeah.
But the way that they did it with the tracking shot and it kept kind of happening, maybe one time or 2 times, but I think they did it 3 times to tell you the truth.
No, it was one tracking shot. He's going through like 3 rooms.
Yeah,
and
then-
it kept repeating. The
and
same
they kept
thing.
doing
He
it,
was
it
like,
just
"Get out of
didn't
here!" And they
work,
would say
yo.
something. He's like, "Just go," and he would just stand there. And I was like, "Why do we keep needing to see this? Like, and why is he using a hammer? Like, what if they have guns?"
And honestly, I really think that the girl did a better job as from an acting standpoint with her.
his-
I don't even
his
know if it was
niece?
a real tear or if it was a CGI tear. But that one tear was much better than the this close with him and the lady who the journalist who lost her sister. They were having like this. I was like, thank God his face is shadowed out because you cannot see what's going on.
Yeah, you're talking about his niece.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That was kind of sad she died. That was actually the only thing in this movie that I would say is like a good creative choice. Like I enjoyed that.
Rambo
they
has to be alone. Like that's
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
that was
but the
kinda
fact
weird.
that he was able to save her and like you kind of thought
Yeah.
that he did,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he
Well,
even gets her to like the
something-
border. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it sounds like I've been very critical of Sylvester Stallone, but one thing I like about him and his characters is that they're usually nice people. They just have trouble communicating or like, just maintaining relationships. But like, and I like that in this movie. He's like, and he seems like a nice guy. He's like, oh, and he's just trying to live in peace. But why do you always need to like kill? Like, why couldn't he just be like, oh, I'm gonna put my work behind me and just actually like be friends with you? Because
he's Rambo. Man.
no, but
He's
think
so good at
about
killing.
what Taj was saying about the old man coming out of retirement. There was no forces that knew him from before. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This movie creates the problem. And that, to me, is the most uninteresting part about it. Because when you take an old man, you bring him out of retirement, it should be just a reflection of something they've done in their past, coming back to haunt them, or a new challenge that directly relates to something they used to handle. In this movie, it just creates a new problem, which is such like, I'm not going to say
Well,
it's
he
lazy,
said he
but-
wanted revenge, and in that speech, by the way, that might be my favorite speech he's ever given because I think it so beautifully describes why you want revenge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no like, it's the right thing to do or it's justice. He's like, I want them to feel what I feel, and I was like,
Yeah.
that makes sense, man.
Yeah, no,
all the way
it
there.
makes sense. It's just like, I don't know. I just thought that the choice to be like, oh, I'm just gonna go anger these cartel guys. Now they're coming for me. Like it was weird, I'd much rather it be a new challenge pose that somehow relates back to when they used to be young, But in this movie, it was just kind of crazy.
very hard.
Yeah.
Like if you think about like Logan or one of those movies where something comes out of the past. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know what to give this movie because I didn't hate. Like I never watched this movie. I was like, oh, I hate this movie. I was just like I'll give this movie like a 6 out of 10, I guess.
That's better than I thought you were.
It's better than Aladdin, I guess.
I would say it's a 6 because like you may watch it on TV. I would definitely not
Yeah.
go to the theaters.
Like
to
I
watch
wouldn't
this,
hate watching that 10-minute scene at the end again.
Oh,
Like,
definitely. When he starts killing people and you get the knife through the neck.
Yeah,
and all
like
that cool
it was
stuff.
fun enough. The punish scene is definitely better,
But yeah, I would agree. I would say in the 6 area, it's not really a.
yeah,
go
it's
to
just
the
not like
theater
a
type of
blatantly
scene.
awful movie. Like I never like it definitely has its problems, but it's not like a movie I watch and get angry for how bad it is.
Yeah,
And that's
I
all
would
I can
rather
ask
watch Escape Plan again than this one.
I was-
And you should see that because
Really?
it's saying something. Like that is one of the worst.
There's a second one,
movies.
too.
I think there's 3.
There's 3 now.
man, and it's like I don't know what they're doing.
They just keep escaping.
I've watched the second.
It's this Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
I guess, but,
I'm gonna be on my own and give this an 8.
what?
Whoa!
I-
Are you serious? That's
I-
so biased, man.
Hey, let me tell you something.
What did you
I-
give it?
I stick
what
with
did
the
you give
criteria.
it?
Huh?
The second it.
I give it higher than 8.
No, you gave it
I think you
like
gave it an 8,
No, I
maybe.
gave it higher than 8.
Because you gave the first one a 9, and you didn't
Yeah,
want to
and you
give that
gave it-
second
I
one.
think I gave it an 8.5.
you might have given it a 7.5.
No, I
no,
never.
it was
would.
not that low.
So I gave it a 7.5. Okay.
Okay.
The second
But
It?
why are you giving this movie an 8?
Because I like
that
the
means-
second It better than you did.
Yeah.
Because I know who they're targeting, and it's people like me. And I feel like there might be people that understand what I'm going through in terms of like, I don't know. It's like the Fast and the Furious. I give those higher ratings than you guys would probably.
No, I love the
Prince
Fast and
loves it.
Furious.
It's me.
I would
It's
love
just
those
me.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I know, like I appreciate that they just went after the audience that they knew. They knew that this audience wanted to see blood and guts. They wanted to see a body count, and they didn't care really about the plot or the acting. And I would not rush to the theater to see this. Let's get that straight. That's why it's not it's not higher than an 8 in that way. But at the same time, definitely catch it on the streamings or cable.
Definitely.
For me, if you're a Sylvester Stallone or Rambo fan or any kind of '80s fan, yeah, I think you should.
If you get back from a party at 2 a.m. and you're tired and you just don't want to go to sleep just yet, skip 45 minutes into this movie and you might enjoy it. That's the way I describe this.
I like Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, no, he seems like a good guy. He wrote
No,
the
I'm
script
not.
for this movie.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just. I have a lower bar for '80s kind of icons.
Yeah,
know?
that's fair. At least
Yeah.
we'll see what you think about the new Terminator.
I'm gonna probably give
forgot
it a higher
about that.
rating than you guys do.
I'm going hunting.
But yeah, if you saw this movie, let us know what you thought of it. You probably didn't see this movie.
Yeah, I don't think because I
Not
think it
many
was
people
third.
did see
Yeah,
this movie. But yeah, let us know what you thought of it.
yeah. If you did see it and you liked it,
Yeah.
let
And
me
how
know.
it stacks up, because I would like to, because I actually haven't seen the 3. I've seen 3 before, but not really remember
See, I
it.
saw the last one.
And then 4, I haven't seen that one. But like, how would you rank the Rambos?
This was better than the last one he did.
Was it
Yeah,
really? Okay.
yeah.
Well, I would like I'm interested in what you guys think about it.
Yeah, let us know what you think and like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Adios.